There are stories we admire because they are impressive, and then there are stories we remember forever because they break every rule we thought life had. This is a story like that. A story of a man who started with nothing, no degree, no connections, no money, not even a stable place to live. He didn't get lucky. He didn't meet a secret investor. He didn't discover a miracle moment. He simply shifted his mindset twice. And those two mindset shifts transformed him from a man trying to survive into a millionaire who rebuilt his entire life from the ground up. But this isn't just his story, it's yours too. Because the two mindset shifts that changed everything for him are the same two mindset shifts that can change your life as well. This is From Zero to Millions, the two mindset shifts that change everything. Let me take you back to 1990, Los Angeles. A man named Chris Gardner, aged 27, stood on a street corner with nothing but a briefcase full of rejection letters and a toddler in his arms. Most people know bits and pieces of his story through the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, but few know the level of despair he lived through. Before the movie, before the fame, before the millions, Chris was a man trapped between responsibility and impossibility. He had grown up without a father. He had watched his mother be abused. He had lived in poverty, in instability, in fear. By adulthood, he promised himself one thing: my son will never grow up the way I did. But life had other plans. Chris invested all the money he had into a medical device he believed he could sell. He thought this device would help doctors diagnose bone density better. He believed it would change his life. It didn't. Doctors weren't buying it. Weeks passed, then months. Bills piled up. His relationship collapsed. And in the middle of that collapse, he was left with custody of his young son. That was the moment everything hit him at once. No savings, no rent money, no job, no support, and most painfully, nowhere to live. He slept in shelters when he could, on trains when he had no choice, in public bathrooms when he had absolutely nowhere else. Imagine trying to give your child hope when you don't even know where you'll sleep tonight. Imagine waking up every morning with a single promise: I will find a way, even if I'm drowning inside. That promise was the only thing keeping him moving. And one day, as he walked past a stockbroker stepping out of a bright red Ferrari, he asked the question that changed everything for him. What do you do, and how do you do it? The stockbroker answered, I'm a stockbroker, and you can do it too. For most people, that would have been a nice compliment. For Chris, it was a lifeline, a spark in the darkest night of his life. He decided that if someone else could do it, he would too. Even if he had no degree, even if he had no money, even if he had no industry connections, even if every door so far had slammed in his face. That decision set him on a path that would eventually make him a multi-millionaire, but not because a new opportunity magically appeared. It happened because of the first mindset shift. Mindset shift. Number 1. Stop waiting, start building. When people hit rock bottom, most wait. They wait for a better moment. They wait for more money. They wait for fewer problems. They wait for someone to help. They wait for life to get easier. But waiting is just a slower form of giving up. Chris realized this truth brutally and painfully. No one was coming to save him. If he didn't build a way out, there would be no way out. So instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he decided to move now, even though everything was imperfect, even though everything was stacked against him. He applied for an unpaid internship at Dean Witter Reynolds, unpaid, which meant no income, no stability, no guarantee of a future. But he showed up anyway, every single day. Most interns had a home, he had a toddler and a bathroom floor. Most interns had time. He had minutes stolen between shelters and survival. Most interns had connections. He had desperation. But here's the thing. When you stop waiting and start building, life bends. It responds. It opens small doors that eventually lead to much bigger ones. Chris realized that success isn't about intelligence or talent. It's about resourcefulness. He didn't have time to call 200 prospects a day like the other interns. He called 500. He didn't have a car. He ran from meeting to meeting. He didn't have backup plans. He had a single mission: get the job, save my son, rebuild my life. And because he stopped waiting, because he started building, he did something the company had never seen. He became the only unpaid intern to win the full-time position. From there, he grew. From there, he rose. From there, he built everything he once thought was impossible. Years later, he founded his own brokerage firm, Gardner Rich and Company. He became a multimillionaire. He became a speaker, an author, a symbol of resilience. And yet, if you ask him the moment everything changed, it wasn't when he got the job. It wasn't when he made his first million. It wasn't when the movie was made. It was the day he decided, no more waiting. I will build my own way out. This is the first mindset shift that changes everything. Success doesn't come to those who wait for chances. Success comes to those who create them. Most people say, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll start when life is calmer. I'll start when I have money. But people who climb from zero to millions don't think like that. They start before they're ready. They start with fear in their throat. They start with nothing but a sense of urgency. They start because not starting is more dangerous than failing. This is the mindset that transforms impossible into inevitable. Now let me take you to another true story. Different person, different place, same shift. In 2011, a 23-year-old college dropout named Nick Vujicic stood on a stage in front of 300 people. Nick was born without arms and without legs. Doctors said he would never live a normal life. People assumed he would never work, never travel, never be independent. But Nick did something rare. He refused to wait for permission to live a full life. He learned to swim, to write, to travel, to become one of the most powerful motivational speakers in the world. Today, Nick's net worth is estimated in the tens of millions. He runs organizations. He builds projects. He changes lives globally. His first shift was the same. Stop waiting. Start building. He built possibilities where the world expected none. Because life doesn't change for people who could do something. Life changes for people who must do something. Mindset shift number 2, identity before results. There is a second mindset shift, and this one is just as powerful as the first. If the first shift is about action, the second shift is about identity. You can change your life with effort, but you only transform your life with identity. Let me explain. After Chris Gardner got the job, he realized something crucial. He wasn't just trying to earn money. He was trying to become a man who could handle money, a man who could lead, a man who could build, a man who could create a future far beyond his present. He understood something most people miss. Your results never grow bigger than the identity you hold about yourself. If you see yourself as someone trying to survive, you will find ways to survive, not to grow. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, you will find struggle in every opportunity. If you see yourself as someone not made for success, you will instinctively avoid the very things that could make you successful. Identity is the ceiling. Identity is the prison. Identity is the limit. But identity can also be the key. One day, Chris asked himself, if I were already the man I wanted to become, how would I act today? It was a simple question, but it rebuilt him from the inside. He started dressing like a top producer long before he became one. He started speaking like a leader long before anyone followed him. He started thinking like a wealthy man long before he had wealth. He wasn't acting like a fake. He was acting like his future self. His identity changed, and the world changed with it. Because the second mindset shift that transforms zero into millions is this. Become the person who deserves the success you want, and the success will follow. Let's break this down. Most people believe, I will become confident once I have results. I will be disciplined once I have motivation. I will change once my life changes. But the truth is the opposite. You get results because you act confidently. You stay motivated because you are disciplined. Your life changes because you change first. Identity arrow, behaviors, arrow results. Never the other way around. This is why successful people read consistently, surround themselves with high-standard environments, build structure, replace excuses with systems, build habits that stretch them, make decisions from purpose, not pressure. These are not behaviors of rich people. These are behaviors of people who are becoming rich. Identity before results, always. And how two mindset shifts became the turning points that changed everything. Before he became The Rock, before the movies and the fame, Dwayne Johnson was a teenager watching his life collapse brick by brick. At 13, his father lost his job. At 14, the family couldn't pay rent. At 15, he watched his mother cry as their belongings were pushed outside their apartment. Evicted, homeless again. His parents fought. Money slipped away faster than they could save it. He saw fear in his mother's eyes, the kind a child never forgets. School wasn't better. Wrong friends, wrong decisions, arrests, suspensions. And yet, the moment that changed everything wasn't dramatic. It happened in silence. One morning, in a cheap motel bathroom with peeling wallpaper and a cracked mirror, Dwayne stared at his reflection, angry, tired, disappointed, and whispered to himself, "This version of me can't be the one I stay with." This was the birth of his identity shift. Long before the world ever knew his name, he didn't suddenly find motivation. He didn't suddenly become disciplined. He didn't suddenly escape poverty. He made one internal decision. I am not my circumstances. I am my choices. He couldn't control the evictions. He couldn't control his father's job. He couldn't control how other kids saw him. But he could control showing up to the gym, waking up at 4 a.m., putting in work when nobody else did, creating a stronger version of himself, rep by rep. At 17, coaches noticed him. At 18, football gave him direction. At 20, he made it to the University of Miami. And for a moment, life finally seemed to reward him. Until it didn't. One injury, one crack in his dreams, one moment, and football was gone. No NFL, no future, no backup plan. At 23, he returned home with $7 in his pocket. The same boy who once promised he'd never go back to rock bottom was right back there. But this time, rock bottom didn't break him. It clarified him. He realized something powerful. If I can lose everything twice and still stand up, maybe the point was never football. He reinvented himself. Again, from broke to wrestler, wrestler to entertainer, entertainer to global icon, icon to entrepreneur. The lesson? Identity first, success second. Now shift to a small farm in Thal, Austria. No heating, no toilet, no money, barely enough food. A young boy named Arnold wakes up every morning to the same freezing air, the same grey skies, the same message from the world around him. People like us don't become anything. His father was strict, often harsh. Alcohol was common. Affection was rare. Life was survival, not dreaming. But everything changed when Arnold stepped into a movie theater and saw a man on screen. Big, powerful, unstoppable. Reg Park. In that moment, a spark lit inside him. He didn't just admire Reg Park, he saw himself, and that's where his identity shift began. Arnold trained every day in a worn-down gym with rusty equipment. He imagined America, even though most people in his town had never left the region. He saved money, studied English, and cut out anything that pulled him away from his goal. People laughed at him, mocked him, told him his dreams were stupid. But the louder they laughed, the stronger his focus became. He discovered something profound. Your environment shapes your habits, but your identity shapes your destiny. While everyone else accepted reality, Arnold created his own. By 18, he entered bodybuilding competitions. By 20, he won Junior Mr. Europe. By 21, he moved to America with barely any money, weak English, and zero connections. His dream was bigger than his circumstances, and that's why it worked. Most people think Arnold became rich from movies. He didn't. He became a millionaire before Hollywood from real estate. While struggling with auditions, he worked construction, saved every dollar, bought small apartments, renovated them, leased them out. His strategy was simple. When opportunity wasn't coming, he built his own. That's the second mindset shift. Arnold should have stayed a farmer. He should have lived a quiet life. He should have accepted the limits of his upbringing. But he didn't, because he believed something extraordinary. You become who you believe you are, not who your parents tell you to be, not who your past tells you to be, not who society allows you to be. Identity is the engine, environment is the weather. One can shape your path, the other only shapes your day. If these two mindset shifts are so powerful, why do so many people stay stuck? Because they do the opposite. 1, they wait. I'll start later. That's too risky. I'm not ready. Waiting is the slowest form of fear. 2, they identify with struggle. I'm unlucky. I'm not smart enough. I come from nothing. I've always been this way. They don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they defend the identity that keeps them small. But you're not them. You wouldn't be watching this video if you were. You are here because you know, deep down, that something bigger is calling you. Let's make this real, right now. Here is how you take these two mindset shifts and use them to remap your entire future. Action, step 1. Stop waiting, start building. Ask yourself, what have I been waiting for? Money, confidence, permission, a better moment? Now ask yourself the real question. What can I build with what I have right now? Because the truth is, you don't need more resources. You need more resourcefulness. Take one action today. Not a big one, just one. Send the message, create the account, write the first paragraph, learn the first skill, record the first video, make the first sale, build the first version, start building. Life will meet you halfway. Action. Step 2. Identity before results. Write this down. Who is the version of me that already achieved the life I want? Then ask, how does that version of me speak? How do they think? How do they schedule their time? How do they react to problems? What decisions would they make today? And then, act like that version of yourself now, not tomorrow, not next month, now. Because when your identity shifts, your life cannot stay the same. Let's return to where we began. Years after becoming a multimillionaire, someone asked Chris Gardner, what do you think was the moment everything changed for you? He didn't say, when I got the job, when I made my first million, when the movie came out, when I opened my firm. He said, the moment I realized I had to stop waiting, and the moment I decided to become the man my son needed. 2 mindset shifts. Not luck, not chance, not a miracle. Just 2 internal revolutions that changed every external outcome. If you feel lost right now, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're trying so hard and nothing is moving, remember this. You are 1 decision away from a different life. Not 10 decisions, not 1,000. 1. The decision to stop waiting. And the decision to become who you are meant to be. You can go from 0 to millions. Maybe not overnight, but absolutely over time. Because millions aren't a number, millions are a mindset, and mindset you can change today. If this message lit something inside you, if it reminded you that your future is bigger than your circumstances, then don't leave empty-handed. Subscribe, because on this channel, Every video is designed to push you, guide you, and help you rise above the limits you once believed were permanent. Your story isn't finished. It's about to begin.